Started the broadcast. We're now broadcasting building character. The first is it's kind of like Mappa Mappa, but not because we're building characters. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out, load up whatever we gotta load up on, draw some characters. Same thing. I promise you, my live hangouts with art is an actual community hangout. It is not a hangout just for me and Brian. I can promise you that. It's just Brian is the only one that ever shows up. So hopefully, out of the other 9 people that said they might show, maybe they will. But until then, let's build some characters, right? This is my character for today. We call him Mean Mr. Squiggles.
Mean Mr. Squiggles.
That's my improving skills right there. I'm coming up with names right off the bat. Mean Mr. Squiggles. That's his hair. See his hairline? Turn this into a character, dagnabbit. Right now. Not a very good looking character, but a character nonetheless.
Ooh.
Mean Mr. Squiggles.
Mean Mr. Squiggles. Yeah.
See his very masculine jawline? He's got to have like a little chiba right there. Mean Mr. Squiggles. You know, some people think he don't got that sparkle in his eye still, but there it is, right there. Spark. There's magic in your eyes. Anyway, let's get rid of me, Mr. Squiggles. Let's work on some of our concepts. Like I said before, got a concept, a little something that I'm doing for Haphazard Gaming. Right? Ooh. I found that with sketching, the closest thing to a pencil is a 1 or 2 pixel brush.
Yeah.
Which sounds crazy, but that's kind of how it is. So I need some it's an owl head. What makes a good humanoid owl head? Like I don't even know how to draw owls. Like I'm not looking at a picture, which is probably a bad idea because I probably should look at a picture.
We have a large big film.
No owl's got that little eye thing going. They got the feathers.
Get my Photoshop up again. I forgot I did it last week.
To screen share Photoshop at its best is you have to kind of screen share your screen and not just the program. You know. I'm just getting some weird. She's sleeping?
She's tired.
Yes, she's tired because I woke her up kind of early. She fell asleep at like 6 in the morning, keeping me up. That's why she's tired. You guys say please, my love. That's like a Muppet. She drew a Muppet. Anyway, basic outline is a centaur-taurian type look. Thinking this weird thing about like Taurians that you would think that they technically have 2 sets of lungs since they have 2 bodies, right? Mm-hmm. It's always odd. But it's like not just centaur-like or sphinx-like. Has wings. So it's like a griffin centaur thingy. I'm thinking, I don't know why, something about the wings at the top part, but have them almost connect. You know, like if I just too much room over here. If I just have these like this, that's like the wing things, the majors. And the minor wings could be like a fan, like right there. Right? I don't know what they're called. The scientific names of all this stuff.
To me, they're just wings.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, there's an anatomy to it. So maybe something like that. And have the I don't know if since it has a lion body, should it have a lion tail or an actual feathered tail? Griffins actually have lion tails, right?
I believe so.
I mean, it would work if I pulled up some reference material instead of just drawing all silly like. But I'm going the silly route right now, just to loosen up. Are you actually working on Photoshop yet, or still trying to get it running?
Trying, Photoshop's on. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it on my thing. It's not cooperating. Alright, can you see anything on my map?
Well, let me click on your thing, and I'll probably see. I see something. Yeah,
Sure.
I see Photoshop.
Y'all see it now.
I see it, my friend.
Dude, I'm starting to panic.
Now you're looking at my Photoshop. Stop that.
I have to spy on you to see what you're doing.
I know you always be spying on me, trying to creep up in here all sneaky like.
You just don't see it when I'm coming.
Yeah. So they got like the little hoo. Actually, what if that's like the basic look, right?
You asking me?
Well, I could be asking you. I just like to talk to myself sometimes to get my brain going. Because you know how sometimes like you're drawing and then you get stuck up in an area and you can't proceed.
Yeah.
I talk to myself to move my brain forward sometimes. Or I'll start singing or making animal sounds. All right. That's how it sounds. I don't know about this, but it may be something cool. Maybe he won't like it. Maybe he will. I don't know. It's just a point of from what I read.
What is this for anyway?
It's actually for a RPG game that is on stage 1 of its development is on Indiegogo right now, and he's got like a ridiculous amount of races, and pretty much all the player races are the equivalent of monsters. What you would think would be monstrous races. You know, there's a canine race that's kind of like werewolves, but they're actually the main point of, I believe, civilization. You know, like the biggest empire type thing in this land. So,
like D'Artagnan type of thing.
D'Artagnan.
No, D'Artagnan.
Oh, Dog-Tanyan, terrible. But you know, there's that one. There's like these ones that were once demons. And they're sort of bat-like, and they were once demons, and now they're sort of on the mortal realm and a playable race of all things. You know, which is amazing. So I'm having fun drawing all the monstrous stuff. I love drawing monsters. It's like my favorite thing ever. I'm keeping it within some sort of semblance of something because they're almost based off of like normal creatures or normal mythological creatures. So I can't go balls to the wall with it.
Oh, you can't go too crazy on it.
Yeah, or I'm preventing myself from going too crazy because this is interesting. actually look at how an owl's head looks. Right?
Yeah, it's always good to have references for like the sort of things.
I done drawing this thing by mistake already. It's all right. It's like everything on the owl's head. It's almost like a cylinder. Or like a pill, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a pill, and these giant circles right on top that meet at the middle of the pill.
Yeah, it's just
this-
whenever you figure out the actual shapes of the face and everything.
So, oh, somebody done slipped in here. I saw it. Who that? Oh, it's the dungeon making, battle map making man.
That's me.
One that want me to make battle maps.
I want everybody to make fucking battle maps, baby. It's my shtick.
Keeps tempting me over to the dark side.
You make them, and then you run games, and I play in them, motherfuckers. So all these bastards who be riding my ass to be making their maps every week, then I get to have a break, and I get to play. Motherfuckers.
Yo, you say that, dude. Try making a dungeon every day.
It's a bitch. There ain't no when I saw you were setting out on that path, I was like, that poor bastard. Like you gave yourself a deadline and everything. I'm like, oh no, No, this is a hobby, motherfucker. This ain't no full-time job. Oh wait, is this PG-13?
No, this is just a hangout, dude.
Oh, okay.
This is just a hangout. We go full bore. We're here to chill out. You know, unfortunately, if people can't chill, can't rock the same way we rock, then they don't really. This is less informative and more to promote the creation of content.
And just to throw some shit out there.
Yeah, you know, let's rock, let's roll, let's do stuff. You know, if I can help you gentlemen, or if you gentlemen can help me, anybody that happens to be watching could learn as well. No tutorial format, just free form, chilling out, learning from each other, being inspired by each other.
That's what
I like to listen
to.
Yeah, absolutely, straight up. I like to listen to these kind of things while I'm working on stuff. You know, it's always nice to have somebody, you know, talking to you soothingly. You know.
Yeah. So how come you don't come to another damn Mappa hangouts?
Man, because I haven't. Well, I was perfecting my craft. I debuted right when I was ready, so you know that was just a couple weeks ago, and then I was working the last time.
So you just wanted to make a big fine impression, then, Nick? Yeah.
Well, I wanted to know what I'm talking about before I start talking about it. Yeah, you bet.
Yeah,
and it worked.
It's not so much knowing what you're talking about here. You know, I'm gonna have to start stealing your way of doing things. But instead of stealing, actually remembering to do those sort of things. Like I know a bunch of shortcuts, which is crazy, and I keep forgetting because you get into certain habits, you know.
Oh yeah, no. You get into your own groove, you know, your own development groove. That's, you know, like my videos are purposely vague for this direct specific, you know, reason that everybody's going to develop their own quirky ass ways. I ain't going to try to show you every little tiny, you know, nuance that I pick up because that'll fucking keep you there all goddamn day, you know.
Oh,
everybody's going to develop their own style.
Picture, this is crazy. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
I just realized I was drawing on my reference layer.
Like, whoops.
Whoops.
There you go. Now it's separate.
There you go. That's a little better. All right, let me see. What am I going to do?
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, you were coming out with some good stuff, and the crazy thing is, like, you get your stuff for free, but you put out quite a bit of quality as far as the battle maps go. And
yeah, it's easy.
Like, if the reference material that you were using was that you owned that and had the licensing for it, you really should be posting it up. Like that's another reason. It's like, you make me want to do it for so many reasons.
Yeah, well, like I said, I dropped in the description. There you can buy big libraries and then do whatever you want with them. Like, there's that cartographer, that campaign cartographer that put out that Dungeon Defender software.
Yeah.
And that bad boy, that's where like you don't see, on my actual stuff, you'll see me use almost everything I use item-wise comes from that one pack that I downloaded. I don't use that stuff in the YouTube videos because I didn't come by it legally, so I don't want to, be putting that out there too. I don't want to be advertising but eventually I'm going to pay them, and then I can retroactively, all my shit will be covered. It's just I don't want to drop them $40 quite yet because I'm not for sure if I'm going to stick with it. You know how it is.
Well, I actually own a lot of their stuff already, and I did come by legally because I just invest way too much. Like the whole discussion that happened earlier today about like paying and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not gonna really go into it right now, but just as I invest a lot.
That's right. Sorry, I'm back. I unplugged my stuff.
Oh, nah. My thing is like I invest a lot, not just in time, but monetarily, in what I could do in the games and stuff that I run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I invest. Like I bought a fucking Photoshop, a Wacom, done whatever. I haven't even looked at it yet.
Done Genie?
Yeah, that thing.
The thing that I get all my free art from? Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
that. I've got like 5 or 6 of the Pro Fantasy softwares.
Yeah. So they're great. They're awesome.
I'm not used to their workflow because I'm so stuck in a Photoshop workflow that for me
unplugged you again, shit.
it makes it hard for me.
What the hell just happened?
I started learning.
I can't hear you. Give me a second.
All right. I started learning what's called Pro Fantasy stuff. But, oh.
It's not unplugged. It wasn't plugged in. Man. Gotta love that green, bud. I mean,
oh. I started learning the Pro Fantasy stuff back in the day, like when I first got it.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem with that is that I was like, you know what I could do? I could draw me some custom things in Photoshop and import them, and then be like, I'll put everything custom. Like, nothing would be from Pro Fantasy. I'd be like, everything would just be perfect. It'd be just the way I want. This would be great. Then I was looking to try how to do that, like port over, and I started practicing and drawing in Photoshop again, and I hadn't been in Photoshop in so long that I was like, you know what? I'm just in Photoshop now.
Yeah.
And, I got stuck.
Yeah, well, if you own Dungeon Designer 3, man, all you gotta do is get up in them. You gotta get up in them directories, and you find all that shit there. Fuck using the program. I don't use that shit. I just take the art and use the art in Photoshop because Photoshop's more powerful, more easy to use for me personally.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like I've used it when I learned how to use it, but it's one of those things you have to keep. You have to keep at. The functionality of it is so different. That I've been using Photoshop for so many years that it throws me for a loop. But if you pay attention, everything that you're doing in Photoshop is already preset in the Pro Fantasy software.
Yeah, it's just like it just gutted out everything you don't need for doing specific, doing that specific what it does, So for Campaign Cartographer, that's overland maps. For Dungeon Designer 3, that's battle maps. Essentially. It is, but you can do all that shit in Photoshop.
Yeah.
And that's
a lot more steps involved. And a lot more like you fuck around. I do everything pixel related. Like I barely, if ever, touch paths. I know what they are. I know how to utilize them. I know that I can convert my pixels into I can use my pixels to get a selection and convert the selection into a path. Absolutely. I know those little tricks and stuff. I just don't happen to use them. But with that said, those paths are preset on a specific level, specific layer already in the Pro Fantasy stuff. It's like
Yeah,
the work is
yeah.
done for you,
Yeah.
but the functionality is so foreign to me.
And it's expensive. I mean, I pay. My Photoshop's legitimate. I'm on the
Monthly.
subscription. Yeah.
Yeah, I probably should get up on that because I'll probably get a much newer version of Photoshop.
Oh yeah. So they've added in libraries, which if you're planning on getting into battle mapping at all, you're gonna want libraries. So libraries, it's like another tab right next to where you got layers, channels, masked paths there.
Yeah.
There'll be another one that says libraries, and what that lets you do is it just lets you you can drop and organize all your different symbols, and then you can navigate right inside of Photoshop to your different folders, and you can just pull your symbols straight onto the map. I mean, straight onto your project, straight in through the UI. Yeah.
That's what's one of the things that used to be at least different from Photoshop to the Pro Fantasy stuff because they already had the symbol libraries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, just like everything else in Photoshop, you got to set that shit up yourself. But it's a pain in the ass because if you're gonna do that, you're gonna want to make sure everything's the right size, which means you're gonna have to decide on a pixel, how high definition your shit's gonna be and all that other crap. I haven't gotten into all that yet. I'm avoiding it like the plague, man. I don't want to.
Well, I tend to do everything I do it. One thing that I'm finding a little bit about Photoshop is that during brush creation, you have to maintain your pixel depth, your correct pixel depth, and everything. Which is if you don't know about that, it's a pain.
I don't.
When you forget, and I've done that a lot in the past with some of my maps. So I've had to readjust my scale on the fly, or I'll lose track of my scale, and that's never good.
Yeah, I have no fun. I'm a total layman, dude. The only thing I know how to do with Photoshop is make them maps, and that's. I mean, I've had to learn, the basics of just about everything in order to get that good, but I only know the basics. Like, I really don't know anything more. I've only been working with the program for 4 or 5 months now, so maybe 3.
4 or 5 months. You've got really good there making the maps.
Yeah. It's there's just a lot to it, man. You can't. You can. There's 5 different ways to do everything in Photoshop. It's it's like than, you know what I mean? All the different spellings of the same.
Oh, you know what? I haven't been utilizing that I probably should. That you probably should as well. Actions.
No, that's what is that custom hotkeys?
That's when you draw, if I sit around and I draw a line, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go to my actions and hit record. I'll draw a line, and then I'll draw this line and that line and that line.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll draw this and this and this, and then I'll hit stop recording.
Mm-hmm.
So that I can repeat that action over and over and over.
Yeah, I got to get into that. That sounds like highly automatable.
Yeah, so it's like you
good for bringing in so it only does your hand painting, right?
Yeah. So when you're hand creating textures or doing things by hand, you're like, look, I do this, blam 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 blam, it all records, so the next time you want to do it, you just hit play on the action and then it does everything else you did before then, it automates the process, it speeds up your workflow. And my dumb behind has I keep forgetting about it.
Well, there's a big difference between doing something as a hobby where you're just taking it easy, taking it slow, getting into your chill zone and having some fun, and then trying to get efficient. You know what I mean? There's 2 different ways. So it makes sense. We're hobbyists, right? So
I don't know about that. I'm trying to make this more than just a hobby. I love it. I love to do it.
Then you're on the verge then, so you know what you got to do to step over.
Yeah, dude, I'm drawing on a freaking Wacom Cintiq. How hobbyist is that?
I'm about to buy myself a tablet.
All right.
I don't know how good the one you just told me about is because I don't know brands or anything.
Picks are beautiful.
I'm gonna get me one of them $100 cheap joints.
Yeah, I'm playing around on the smallest version of one of the biggest professional grade tablets out there.
Awesome, dude.
So I've never wanted to just do this as a hobby.
Well, yeah. All right. So, well, you just, well, then if you're gonna get into workflow and stuff, then you're gonna need to learn all them fucking tools.
Yeah. Well, it's.
Yeah.
I knew them. I was out of practice for so many years that I forgot a lot of things, but I still know that they're there. Like when I really got to get, because I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm doing concepting for like 2 different things.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be developing little map textures and stuff for a board game. I'm doing like private projects, a dungeon a day. I'm doing my videos.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got to be concerned with workflow as well.
Well, yeah.
Completely bogged down. Oh, crap. All right.
Yeah, you can't overwhelm yourself. Well, that dungeon a day thing, that'll teach you some fucking discipline right there. That'll get you thinking about all those ways to increase your speed, man. You poor bastard!
I've got it, dude. I've got it. I get artwork done fairly fast because I have I think fast. My brain moves forward too fast for me to really stop to analyze it. So I just gotta I talk to myself. I make noises. I do things. I scribble a lot. I scribble a lot. I do. I make noises. Sometimes when I'm making monsters, I get into the groove. It's like, how does this monster sound? Like, what do I do next on the monster? I'll sit there and be like, and start growling and shit, just to get into that feeling. Like, what does the monster thing? Just get there and feel it and go there with it.
Courthouse.
Like, you never, when you're making your dungeons, you never sit there and just be like, just picture the type of theme music that you would listen to, like, if you were actually in the dungeon.
Of course I do. You kidding me?
Oh, and what you said before about I'm technically battle mapping with my dungeons?
Well, it's not technically. I was simply referring to the fact that because you're going in black and white, at any point in time, you could just jump in there, make 1-2 selections, and boom, drop some textures in, and you'd have a colored map. You essentially already have the paths all drawn. That's what I was.
Yeah.
My point.
Well, the thing is, the way I'm doing my dungeon a day is for battle mapping and the creation of tiles for the crafting community. So, everything is set up to be
like printer friendly and shit, right?
Yeah, it's definitely printer friendly, but each tile in my map represents a 5-foot square.
Mm-hmm.
Each box represents a 5-foot square, so you could take it and translate it to like a Hearst Arts or
it's a
1-to-1 style. Yeah, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. I have a scale to it. The pixels of the walls that I usually do are about the same sort of.
Oh, you're talking about you're standardizing your scale essentially, even with the thickness, down to the thickness of your walls and all that.
Yeah.
I got you. I feel you, brother. Hey, you see my screen?
Yeah, hold on. Let me actually click on it so I can blow it up. Yes, sir.
All right, let me show you this library. It's over here. So it's right over here, and then you make up these different, whatever you want. So I just got into this. This is all kinds of messed up right now. But my furniture, I've got a few items in here. So then, I put a couple of them. So I just grab it, I just drag it right in, and boom, there it is.
Cool. Well, you could do the same thing with Bridge.
I don't know what Bridge is.
Oh, Bridge is an older feature of Photoshop that's been around for a while. Okay. It basically opens up image libraries with little thumbnails, and you could drag and drop from Bridge.
Yeah,
you can do what you just did, but with an added step. Like if you're working with multiple monitors, you could have Bridge open in one, or you could just have your library open in one and then drag and drop.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. I just thought it was neat, because this feature, up until this point wasn't in, so.
Yeah. I got a question. Are you interested in doing your own textures? Like not from scratch,
Eventually,
but modified.
yeah.
Because like the texture you have for your floor, I was
Uh-huh.
playing around with it. I don't know if the Dungeon a Day tutorial vid came out for it yet, because I did. I'm ahead of schedule. That's the only way I could get it done.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like that pattern you have on the bottom,
The blue.
the blue and white tile.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a good 3, 4, maybe even 5 different patterns out of that.
Yeah.
You know, just
Oh yeah, just by adjusting how they're set up before we make our
before you turn
pattern
them into
layer.
a pattern. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could take the small checkers
yeah.
and then use that
Oh yeah.
only, so that you
Yeah.
have, you can overlay a specific section or quarter with just the small
Mhm.
checkers. You can have the reorder the big checkers on top of the small checkers, so that
Uh-huh.
you have larger tiles, and then maybe have a border of the smaller tiles around that, and
That's
then
an
it converts
interesting
into the
idea.
normal one. You can
All right.
yeah you you can get a good 3 or 4 textures out of that one tile.
Yeah. Well, when I start getting into it, man, definitely, because it's just currently I haven't run up against the problem where I've been wanting. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm
I-
a crazy motherfucker. I'm always how much can I? Ooh, I can get this out of there. I can get that. I can do what? I can get this
Yeah.
one too. Like, oh my gosh, I can do so
Well,
much.
variation is great. You know, like that's what makes art. You know, otherwise it'd just be a blank page, right? So yeah, I mean it. You know, like I'm all about the variation. I mean that's half of fucking what I do is just tweak settings to get variation, make it look like I did it myself. Ha bitches! That's the whole thing, man.
Oh, and also for
I
grabbing textures for free, if you don't want to pay for textures,
yeah.
there is a search feature on Google that is available for reuse or reuse with modification.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Does it look for just not? Oh
Yeah.
man, so it
It
looks
looks
for
for
non.
it's definitely not nearly enough. Like the variety is not as huge, but
How the
it's
hell
there.
how do you do it?
It's
Put that shit in the comments in my damn video, man.
I'll show you right now. I did a video on it already.
I know,
All right,
man. I'm fishing for comments. God damn it.
All right, look. I got these owls up here just for like reference, right?
All right, I'll watch.
What?
Fishing for comments. Are we getting any comments? Are we any viewers or anything?
We got a viewer.
Oh,
But look. You see this here? Search tools.
yeah.
Click that. You can, get
man,
specific sizes, colors, types. But you
Uh-huh.
go to usage.
User.
rights.
Oh shit! It's been right there this whole time, and I didn't
Yeah.
look at it.
Usage
I
rights.
use that shit all the time. I use size all the time. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So then I can make legitimate maps as long as because that's one thing that's like, I do want to be able to use my shit like eventually, like I wouldn't mind like I'm everybody I run when I run games with this shit, man, people are always like, you need to charge money for this crap, and I'm like, well, I might, but all this shit's stolen, so not going to. Like all this shit, I ripped it off. I got it down off of the the corner there at a grocery shop. Grocery cart. Some dude was selling me. So
Well, yeah. If you don't sell them, you should be good. But if you try to start selling other people's stuff,
that's why I'm very specific. When I in my last video, I'm like, now if you want some free shit for your personal game, damn man, don't come after me, YouTube. Don't come after me.
now they would have already been after you if it was an issue, because they have an automated bot that searches for that.
Yeah, that's a trip, man. That's a trip, that fucking bot.
Yeah, it is. Like I don't monetize my Mappas. I don't monetize this. So this is just a hangout. This is just for us to chill and not have to worry about all that. And I was playing some music in the background, and you could not even hear the music in the video.
Yeah, it rubs it.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, you got commercials on your video now because this is someone else's shit, and they're monetizing your stuff. So it's like, oh, wow, all right.
Oh yeah, that's a trip, right? Yeah, I've heard. We had all of my games get published, mostly for my own reference, but my buddy's his YouTube, he does it because he just handles that part of our game, and he got flagged because one of the tunes I was broadcasting over Roll20 flagged him, and yeah, some other motherfucker was about to put an ad on there, so he had the bot scrub the video. Apparently it worked.
Dude, like, I got one video I did had an old 1920s, 30s. It had Somewhere Over the Rainbow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere Over the Rainbow got tagged. The person who claimed to own the rights to Somewhere Over the Rainbow was a DJ that did techno, not even techno remixes, right? But they did techno, and I went through their entire library, and not once did they play Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Like, it was, I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. How does this person even get tag it? Like, I don't even understand.
Usage of rights filter. I can't believe this shit.
Oh, this texture is huge. This is more of a texture than a freaking photo. I'll get some good owl looks up in this mug.
What are you making, an owl man?
Yeah, the creature was described to look owl-like, like the upper body and the head.
Okay.
This is not for my own personal use. Like, I'm doing a lot of sort of projects. So this is just yet another one. You know, because I got this owl look. Where is it? This one, right there. But that looks a little too docile, right?
He does look a little meek.
You know, it does. So I don't know. Gonna put one of these.
Are they ferocious? Are they like sentinels? You know.
You know what you should do is you should look up. You should use an owl bear as your source, because that shit'll be ferocious looking.
Well, here's the thing. I'd rather use actual owls so I can do my own interpretations of nature rather than an interpretation of interpretation.
Whatever floats your boat. But if you're looking for a vicious owl, you're gonna have to look a little harder because those owls were not very vicious. See if we can do vicious owl.
I want it to look a little more imposing than vicious. You know, they don't seem.
Oh, there you go.
They don't.
There you go,
like,
buddy. That's vicious.
What?
In the eye.
That shit looks scary, straight up. Is that okay? His head's upside down.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. Gotta be.
But the
That was
horned
pretty-
owl looks pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. Here you go. He's got
He
that
looks-
guy face
Hey.
angle there.
Hey. You know, like you know, that's what it looks like.
Oh, there you go.
That looks like an owl. That looks like a naturally occurring owl bear.
That does look like an action. That does straight up look like an owl bear.
That's what an owl bear. That's what the inspiration for an owl bear came from. They looked at a big,
Yeah.
mean-looking owl. They was like, oh no, that's got to be in our game.
Oh, that's. I mean, that's cool, man. That's. What is this thing?
Great horned owl.
Yeah. Nice.
You know, maybe I'll
Yeah,
stop.
that's right, YouTube. I can read that fast.
Maybe I'll stop drawing. I'll start drawing some more just personal stuff. I don't know. I got to get this done anyway. I got to get this done anyway, and I want to give some variety to the looks. This one is more just round. You know. Owls always have that roundness to them.
Yeah, they do. That shit don't even look real.
That's terrible. What are you looking at, man?
I'm still looking at damn owls, man. I don't know. You got me
Create
on.
something, man. Create something.
I'm having a
Stop
hoot.
with
I'm having a hoot.
the-
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah, man. I went there. Okay, I went there.
This is terrible.
Yeah. Oh man. God, gosh, I got called back into work. What a pain in the butt.
Your soul is now mine.
I do not want to go to work. Let me see.
Say, no, that's all right.
Just tell them you're doing Mappa, and then they'll understand.
Yeah. Just be like, I Mappa. Just like that. You tell them just like that. I Mappa. Because nowadays, if you say I anything, it automatically becomes cooler, apparently. What is up with that trend also, right? Like, I Robot, I
Zombie, I
Zombie, I everything. It's I everything now. Everything's an I. Makes it cooler, I guess. Makes it sell more copies.
I don't know what type of statement it's trying to say, you know?
Right back, guys. What's up, Nico? You gonna do some water?
What do you think, Nelson?
Oh, hell no. You trying to draw the Scorpion King how he's supposed to look? None of this rock with his yo, that was crazy. He must have been on contract when he did that, like WW whatever it is. Must have had him on contract so that he always has that hairline. Because when he did that movie, even the Scorpion King movie, like he just had his hairline and it made no sense.
Yeah.
Now he's doing movies where he go bald, but then again,
This guy is for my game I'm doing on Saturday.
Oh hell.
He's one of the main antagonists.
TPK anyone?
So when the guys finally meet this one, they're like, holy shit, because they've heard all about him. They've seen glimmers of him, but they don't know he looks like this. And he's huge.
That is amazing, dude.
Thanks.
Your player's gonna hate you. What's that?
Yeah.
Is that what the hell you were trying to tell us it was? You lied.
You liar!
Not me. You didn't. You were the one who just didn't want to interrogate that one person that actually saw it. He was trying to tell you, no, run. You know that blathering idiot? Yeah. He saw this thing. How were we supposed to know he was a blathering idiot? Now you know why he was a blathering idiot.
It's funny you should say that, but they did meet this being last session that he said I have an offer for you. Give me a drop of the blood of a child, because she's like a divine child, and in return I'll give you a divine weapon. But the players didn't want to go with that, which is completely fine. Like, it was interesting seeing what they were going to do, but now they don't have the divine weapon to like fight. Okay. So they have other options.
I gotta get some like claws. How the hell they always hiding their claws? I would like to see their claws. Ooh, I like that claw. That claw blends in well with a lion-y look. I like that claw. That's a good-looking claw.
So, Nelson,
What up?
you ever use Roll20?
Yeah, but it turned out to feel like it takes way too much learning for me.
Roll 20.
Yeah.
It's got a little curve.
And I'm already fucking with enough things that have learning curves.
Well, have you ever done Fantasy Ground?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I was curious about it. Well, yeah. So Roll20 is a pain in the ass, but if you want to run with battle maps, it's pretty much one of two choices online. The other one costs. Being Fantasy Ground.
Yeah. I don't know. I would like to roll Roll20, and just post everything up on the freaking marketplace.
Yeah, well,
I make stuff.
you should do that because people sell their shit on their marketplace, and it's like $5 a pack. You make like a bunch of token, or you make some dungeon tiles. Like people will buy that shit, man.
Man, I can make all sorts.
So,
I'm trying to hold off on my battle tiles.
mhm.
I'm trying to get specific waves of stuff done.
All right.
But oh man, I'm not dying to do battle tiles.
You keep on trying, and I'll just sit here with my hand out, waiting.
Oh, bastard.
I just want you in the mix so that I can get some actual legit textures off of somebody.
Just because I paid for my textures back in the day.
Well, I mean, it would be nice to, I mean, the cool thing is, you can come up with your own art style. I'd love to see it, see you go full.
Actually,
Because,
I have textures, dude. Like, I have textures that you could just, make tiles from. Like ground textures and whatnot. Like, I'm talking about like 4 to 6K images.
Dang.
Yeah, they're really. And I have an aunt with a camera that she should be selling her stuff, because people like us would buy those textures.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because her camera's that good, and I keep telling her, she just doesn't listen to me.
Yeah, I love it. I love it all. I got really into like how easy it is just to make a cliffside texture fucking brush thing. I don't know. Yeah, brush. That's what it is. And I had a lot of fun with that on one of my outdoor maps. It made like photoreal cliff face out of just nothing. It took me like 2 minutes.
Oh, you got to share that with me.
How to do that?
Yeah, I gotta. I done forgot so much, dog. Like, I might as well have never learned it in the first place.
Yeah, that one's easy, man. That one's real easy. You just I'll throw that up on a video. I'll finish off my basics. I'll make that my first video after. And
make me wait for a video talking about getting textures off of me. Now I gotta wait for a video.
All right. Well,
you see? No, it's okay.
Oh wait, that's right. You can see my screen right now. You want me to do it right now? Is that what you're asking? Because I'm thinking in a whole different way right now, man. I'm thinking very cloudily. I'm in the clouds, brother.
It's all right. It's all right. Be in the clouds.
All right, let's do this.
You ain't gotta worry about doing that. Taking the work a look to it.
Well, here's the deal: is I had a hard drive failure, so I lost this texture brush anyway. So I gotta get it back anyhow. So.
Are you actually using a texture brush?
I am. I'm gonna find something I like, and now you could, of course, just go take a picture and do it that way. There was this one that I used that just worked really good, and I'm not seeing it here, which is too bad, but we'll find. Oh, is that it? Yeah, that's it right there. This is the piece that I used. Oh, no. Here it is. Here it is, right here, I think. All right, whatever. We're gonna pick this one.
That looks like That's a ZBrush sculpture, dude.
Oh, what?
It's not a photo. It's a ZBrush sculpture. It's a 3D sculpture. The digital sculpture.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
All
fine. It can be whatever it is. Here, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter. It's a JPEG now. That's all that we care about.
All right.
I'll go to the workshop.
Because, dude,
I'm untrained, man. I just fly by wire, baby.
I know I fucks with ZBrush too, right?
Oh, well, there you go. Well, you can make your own goddamn texture. Good.
I just, not necessarily hard drive failure, but I've had some issues with my computer over the past few months that I had to reinstall everything multiple times. So I don't have it installed right now. But I love messing around with ZBrush. It's probably better, because if I had ZBrush installed, I wouldn't be getting my Dungeon of the Day thing done. I'd just be like, I want to sculpt another character. I want to sculpt a monster. I'd probably be doing this concepting in ZBrush instead of drawing it. You know?
Yeah.
Getting the because it's easier to get the forms in 3D.
Let's just grab this shit. Yeah, we'll come out here.
So are you talking about like creating that as a brush with the different values and then using embossing?
Nah, man, this is even simpler than all that. This is just, we're just gonna grab the part that we want. We're just gonna I'm gonna delete all the rest of it. Is that Control I? No. Control Shift I? Yeah, there we go. Delete all that crap. Get rid of that. And so we're just, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go black and white, and then I'm gonna bump the contrast way up, so we can just get like a high contrast. Color. So black and white. That should be just in adjustments.
Control L, dude.
Control L to go black and white.
Levels.
Yeah.
Levels.
You want to make it solid black, solid white?
Yeah, just black and white. Where do we go here? What? Which one is it?
Just drag not the center slider, the sliders on the left and right. Slowly move them towards each other until you're just left with black and white. Dude, your selection is an outside selection. You're selecting nothing right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can tell by the marching ants.
Yeah. Hold on.
I call them marching ants, okay? I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one.
Oh, yeah, I call them that.
Yeah,
I wasn't making fun of you.
Mother lover. Mr. Lova. Oh, bombastic. Mr.
So I'm just turning like brightness and contrast way the fuck up, and then all we're gonna do is just gonna make a brush out of that, and that's it. And then you throw that onto a I think it's burn is make a darker layer, right? And you just paint that on. You just hit it once on top of whatever you want, and it'll just put the texture on it. And then you can use a warp to move it around and stretch it how you want. And so let me see here. Now I'm stoned and people are looking, so I'm forgetting where everything is. Edit, define brush.
I'll tell you one thing though, if it was legal out here and I could probably get away with it, but I don't know, I'm asthmatic, so I'm not entirely sure if I could, but I suffer from a lot of back pain.
That's gonna fuck up this brush.
And the only thing that really works is like morphine grade painkillers, and that's not cool.
Yeah, well, it is most certainly legal here. All right, now let's see. All right, now I've got to make something to demonstrate. So we'll go like this. We're gonna drop a couple.
You want to drop it like it's hot? Drop it like it's hot?
Well, I'm gonna give you some grass to look at, and then I'm gonna give you.
Oh, you gonna give me some of that grass? Damn, how generous.
Just to look upon. I'm not gonna worry about the repeating texture. for now. No, we can take care of that really easy. Let me just put some, yeah, these are my two faves. Okay. All right, what do I want to do? I want to go rock on top, so I'm going to go here.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
This is my favorite grass texture. I got this off of Dungeon Painter. This is where I started making my BattleNet set. Have you ever seen that before?
I have, but I haven't messed with it too much.
Yeah, it's not the best. Okay. Let me see. What do I want to do? I want to bring some stone in. So let's just go that there like that.
You had the brush selected, dude.
I don't want that brush yet. I want to bring some stone in, and then I'm going to use my brush on top of the stone to show you what it does.
Oh.
Yeah, it just adds shadow across everything to give it dimension.
All right.
That's the trick. You'll see in a second. It's hard to explain. I don't know any of the technical names, so it's all right. But
Man, I forget plenty of technical names as well. We don't have to worry about any technical names, really.
all right, we're just gonna bring in some. Just bring in some rock.
Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Actually, you know what I'm just gonna do? I'm using my mouse. Clip. Clip. You got them ears. You got them eyes.
All right.
Those eyes. 1,000-yard stare eyes.
Solid color, kind of 50% gray. And we will turn this to multiply. And then input the layer mask. All right, so now we're ready to use our brush. Let's see here. You know what? We'll go all the way black so we can really see what it does. So usually we'd want to go a little more subtle, but you can see it just put the texture of it right over the top of our other texture, and we can just drop more of these things. Where's my?
So, is what you're doing just burning it in for depth?
Yep. And then you can work with your flow a little bit here too if you want to just.
You ever think of doing like a gradient layer, as well on like multiply, a black and white gradient on multiply to add some depth to it as in addition?
I haven't. No, I haven't tried that yet.
All right, that's
On a just still go across it to give nice variation.
yeah,
Yeah, I got
like
it.
it's like from low to high. Maybe low is a little bit darker, so it's like a unifying factor. So instead of the deep cracks, you also get like the elevation.
Okay.
It's just an idea.
Yeah, we're gonna light this up a little bit. Yeah, my last push was better, but you can see that took me like 3 seconds, and now we've got all of this detail in here that wasn't there before. It's just flat image before. This isn't the best way to use it, obviously, because I was real sloppy here, but generally you turn them. You come in here and you turn the brush in between each.
Do you have it? The brush modifiers?
I don't know what that is. Where's
Can you
that
see my
at?
screen? I don't.
I can come over there. I can come over and take a look.
I'm like
There you are. I'm looking at you.
Well, do
now.
you have your brush preset? Do you have this thing right here?
Yeah. That's
It's the very
yeah,
next
I got
one.
that.
This. Go to Shape Dynamics and go to Angle Jitter. By putting that up, it adds rotation to the brush.
Yeah. I don't use it for the texture brush I do manual, but that's because I only usually drop the texture brush on like one stroke at a time usually. Like this was a really kind of
No. The one stroke at a time, like the click, move, click, move, click, move. In
Oh, you
between
mean
clicks, it will rotate the. It will actually rotate the brush,
Okay, all right.
so that you don't have to go in and manually rotate.
Let's take a look.
It randomizes the rotation, you know.
Okay, yeah. Just use the. Oh yeah, there it does turn on its own, doesn't it? Huh. Nice.
See, I still know a little bit of my Photoshop. You know, I ain't forget.
No,
I ain't
man.
forget everything.
We have, everybody knows everything. All right, so let me see here. What do I want to do? I want to create a selection on this. Yeah, that's better. Now I can come in here and do this. I'm going to turn that jingle off.
I'm trying to play with the fact that, you know, owls, at least younger owls, have down. You know.
Uh-huh.
So down is kind of like fur, and the body is kind of like a lion's body. So, you know, just everything is downed out. Maybe these guys are incredibly soft. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. We could go lighter. Ooh, no, we don't want that. Color burn? No. Alright, anyhow. Yeah, but that's basically right there. That's how I got that cliff texture on that first project that I showed you, the cave map. Not the cave map, the camp map.
Yeah, yeah.
That was my first Photoshop piece.
I mean, you did fucking kick ass. And now
It was also way too big. The thing was like a gig.
Well, Photoshop files
Rendered.
get that large. They do.
Not just the file, the whole goddamn thing.
What do you mean?
I just made it. I made the resolution on it was like, it was retarded. It was just fucking retarded. It wasn't just the PST that came out big. Like the whole image itself was humongous after I turned it into
Oh well,
JPEG.
yeah. You gotta worry about when you save it to the JPEG.
The quality.
What I think you have to do is, like, you know how you can fit the screen?
Yeah.
You go to print size. What you got to do, I think, to get the look for what you're doing, is click on actual pixels. That's the actual resolution of the image on screen. So you see how big mine is right here? Print size, I mean, you can see the whole image because it's a 2K image with 300 DPI, right, or PPI.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's that big, if you go to actual pixels, it blows up like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know? So I think that's probably what you might have to do when you save your JPEGs out. That way you have a better. That way you can get the resolution and then shrink down the resolution later. If you're a nutcase like me and you want like every bit of res while you're working, because I'm still like I'm still kind of old school. Like I still like my pen and paper and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that resolution, that's like, you don't have to worry about resolution. You get what you get. You get what you see.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as these things are concerned, you don't necessarily get what you see. You gotta res up so that you can do what you're used to. So, you know, I usually work at 300 DPI. Sometimes I bump it to 600, but it's a bit crazy because I haven't really been doing that. much detailed stuff lately.
Yeah. The only reason I'm on what is that? Like DPI is a dots per inch, so mine is pixels per inch. That's the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's DPI is in reference to when you're printing it because it's dots per inch. PPI is pixels per inch. That's in reference to it in its actual digital format.
Yeah. So my old project, it was something ridiculous, and then I saw on Roll20 somewhere it said that theirs were 70 pixel squares, like
72 pixels per inch. Is,
70 is what they're using.
70 pixels per inch, or just 70?
Well, there is no such thing as inch because it's squares. It's 5-foot square grid.
Okay.
So for me, right, when I'm doing it, I do I just chose 70 pixels per inch so that my inches would be the size, would be the size in squares.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know if because it doesn't matter really, because you can stretch. And Roll20, you can, make your battle map fit. So I don't really know if it really matters or not to have it way down here at 70. But
70 is a bit low for me. Like I get obsessive. I get obsessive, and I have the problem some people have, and that's zooming in way too much. Way more than what's actually necessary. But I mean, that's just me. I enjoy that.
I love to zoom in too. What I really didn't like is when Creative Cloud crashed you every time you did it. That was like last week.
Oh wow!
Thank God they hotfixed that shit.
That's another reason where it's like, I mean, besides the financial situation right now, as far as going on to the actual paid subscription so I can get the up-to-date version. I don't like about everything just being online at all times and you needing to be online, because what happens? Like your online goes out, or what happens if their online goes out, which is even worse than yours going out.
Wait a second. You have to be online all the time?
Do you?
I don't think so. I mean, not that I know of. I haven't been offline, I don't think, since I've installed it, but I never remembered anything in the contract saying that I had to be online.
I don't know, like, that's just what I'm thinking. Could be thinking wrong, Been wrong in the past.
Well,
wrong in the fucking future.
It's interesting that you say so, because it probably needs to check in, to make sure that you're not running a pirated or expired version, so it might need some kind of... I don't know. That might be true, I don't know. Video games do that shit.
Yeah. I don't like it when video games do it either.
Hell no.
Like, I was so excited for Diablo 3 when it came out, and I bought it without really thinking, and it was one of those that I was so pissed off. And right now, because of some issue with Blizzard, I cannot play Diablo 3. I cannot access my account because somehow, somewhere, it got this thing where this option, this security option that I never ticked on, is applied to it, so I can't access my fucking Blizzard account with my paid products on it. But I can't use products that I fucking paid for.
Yeah, that's a bitch.
And I just don't have the patience. Like I get too pissed off to have to deal with people, to get it fixed. So it's like, you know what? I'm not buying a fucking thing from you guys ever again. I play their free shit and that's it. But I ain't paying for shit for them anymore.
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
How's your aisle doing?
There you go.
Ah, cool.
I forgot that you have the same screen. Like, I clicked on yours to see your stuff, and I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, I know. There's me.
Oh, this guy looks like he's just horrid.
Yeah, he is gonna scare the shit out of everything.
Is he meant to kill him?
No.
So they can actually defeat him in a straight up fight?
If it's, you know, he will kill him.
What I mean is, like, are you meaning so that they could actually defeat him in a straight up fight?
Well, you see, his spirit is like possessing another entity. So they have to defeat that that other entity to stop him. If you know what I mean.
Alright, yeah. It's like, you guys can beat him, but you're not really beating him.
Yeah, you're actually not defeating him because the actual him is just completely huge. Because you remember that map that I was drawing last week?
Yeah.
In the endings? Yeah. He has corrupted that too. So.
It was all his fault.
Yeah, it's all his fault.
That damn bastard. Can't believe what he did. I just can't believe it.
So he's gonna have his minions all in there and everything.
My baby loves minions, but like despicable mean minions.
Yeah.
Can't wait till she's like interested and stuff.
Yeah,
Like, I gotcha.
You're gonna love her. She, you know, you love her even more if she loves art and stuff.
I don't necessarily think that's even possible.
You know.
If there's a way that I can love my babies more, I might explode. Just saying.
But wouldn't you be proud if she starts to make her own characters and then brings it into the show and then she gets better at it?
I'd be excited as hell because I'd be like, I got a new playmate.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, come here. I'm gonna kill your character. Get over here. What? Don't kill him. Like, yeah. Well, you got to be smart. Yeah, my fault. You do something stupid.
My niece is 7 and she loves drawing maps with me.
That's awesome. My baby just like bossing me around. Do this. Draw some Angry Birds. Yeah, no, the peak is longer because it's this bird, so he looks like this. Yeah, that's it. I was like, oh, jeez. Probably
my players finally beat this guy. They're gonna go holy shit. At the minute in the tomb, he's like the real him is trying to get through the singularity in that chamber.
Huh.
So you see his massive presence within the singularity trying to push through. In the meanwhile, his essence has corrupted another being to begin to fight this.
This feels very sci-fi like. I like it. Who says we can't do sci-fi and fantasy?
Yeah, well, he is completely metallic anyway. It's like an iron thing.
Oh man, I don't even know what I want to do.
What?
I'm just my regular game got canceled tomorrow. So the project that I had been working on, I guess put the brakes on because I don't need it this week.
You don't miss. You can finish it. Finish it early, man.
Nah, it's already all of that's done. The art itself is done. It's just set up in Roll20 that I need to still do.
Oh.
But I'm doing a replacement game for the guys. So basically, just 2 of my dudes can't make it. We're in the middle of some pivotal story shit, so we're diverting because those 2 guys can't be there this week. So I got to come up with something to test out some mechanics that I'm going to be adding to our game, and it needs to be like big battle because the command they're getting to the point where they're going to start going to war, so we got to get some command mechanics built in. And I don't really like the ones that Wizard of the Coast put out. I think it's just too much. Like, I need it simpler. I need it more simple. So
simple. I got simple for you. Just give them a big, strong person mechanically, and then describe it as a bunch of little people. And give each people represent 1 fucking hit point, and then groups of people represent attacks. Done.
Yeah, that's sort of how it's going. And then what I'm doing is I'm giving them, in addition to their action, their reaction, and their bonus action, I'm giving them a command action that they get on their turn, which allows them to command one of the units that hasn't acted yet that round to take their action.
I think these suckers are getting a little bit much over here.
Which ones?
Command actions and everything.
What about it?
No, I think you're giving them a bit much, brother.
A bit much?
You're giving them a bit much.
What do you mean?
Rewarding these guys too much. It's supposed to be hard, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
It's supposed to set a precedent. Don't mind me. I'm on difficult gaming kick. People make it sound like they like difficult gaming, so I'll show them.
I've killed 2-player characters in the 6-month campaign. I mean, it ain't dangerous.
I don't know. I've TPK'd 2 groups in one night.
Yeah, that was by design. I'm talking about.
No, that was not by design. That was not by design.
Excuse me, Nelson. You were advertising a TPK. I mean, come on, dude. Don't fucking try to bullshit me, man.
What are you talking about?
You said, let's TPK, motherfuckers.
That's
might be a quote.
What I'm talking about is like one of my first games run up. Well, 2 of my first games run online.
Well, that's too bad.
Everybody died. I was like, oh, damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
I wasn't even playing it as hard as I thought I should have, too. But anyway.
Well, man, see, the thing is, just going,
I got that old school style, you know what I'm saying?
I just changed my shit midstream, baby, if shit's too easy or too slow.
He grows a 3rd head and it breathes fire upon you.
Well, I mean,
where is his 3rd head? It's coming out of his ass.
Yeah, I don't let my players see my monster's hit point bars for a reason. Wow. It ain't that bad.
I don't do that, dude. And again, if I did, they'd probably die more often.
Well, it goes both directions. Usually, it depends. For me, it's all about my game's pace, right? So if the combat's going long, I start chunking extra. If the combat looks like it's going too short, they get a few extra hit points in order to add a little bit more tension to the scene before they expire. Yeah, that's what it's all based on. It has nothing to do with my character whooping out somebody else's character or nothing, really. I mean, because I could give a shit, man. I don't like killing characters. Like, it pisses me off when I kill characters, because then all that custom content that I fucking prepared for their asses is out the window,
Yeah.
So
I don't like that. Because it's like, like I done put in this work for your ass. And you won't go around and do some silliness
and get yourself killed.
And get yourself killed. And like, was I supposed to hold back just because you was on some silliness?
No. Once the combat starts, it's simulation. At that point, you're just a referee. There ain't no holding back. This
I
motherfucker.
usually do. No, I usually do. I'm not gonna front, so that gets me a little upset. That's why I'm
Really?
on this difficult gaming kick right now. Like I can't
You
wait to start
hold
winning
back?
some games. I do. I hold back NTPK parties.
Mm. Well, that
Right.
sounds
So
like a balance issue then. Mm.
no, it's because I play things. I like to play things as
Well,
deadly
depends
as I
on.
see they would be. And
Yeah.
if you play the right ways, like tactics, nobody uses tactics.
Nobody does. Well, it depends on what you got. My boys do because they've got fucking, you know, visual aids. But it's hard to do
Yeah.
I mean, it isn't hard to do tactics with theater of the mind, but it's just easier
Well, yeah,
with
it puts most people in a different headspace.
hmm
When they can see certain things.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
isn't always a good thing to be in that
No, no,
certain headspace because certain people they have preconceived notions while in that headspace that don't always ring true. But
and
with
the other,
that said, you know,
yeah.
there's certain things in a game where it's like, dude, if you're surrounded by, I don't care if you're level fucking 10, if you're surrounded by shadows and you know there's shadows, why are you touching them?
Yeah, I don't know. Because most people aren't as smart as their characters.
But even still, like this, there comes a point, that cannot be used as a freaking excuse constantly.
What? People
There's
aren't as
got,
smart as their characters?
yeah.
What are you fucking talking about? So A, they're supposed to either A, read your mind, right? Or B, be as smart as their 18 intelligent wizard? Or, I mean, I don't get it.
Look, see, cause this, I find that to be somewhat of an excuse. Like if you're gonna die, if you're gonna lose your character, and you don't want to lose your character, play. Because I'm not going to I'm not going to straight give away, oh, you're fighting a dragon. I just reskinned it or I described it differently. But you're just fighting a dragon. He's breathing fire. So, he's obviously weak to something. I'm just going to describe how I describe, and it's going to roll how it rolls.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, so nah, man. Like, because in that situation, you just gotta start dropping hints, man. That's it, right? See, because if they don't, because here's the thing: is probably what's happened is they ain't thinking about it. They're off in their head playing a movie about how badass they are and how their character is kicking this dragon's ass, and they ain't paying no attention. Half the time, they probably ain't even listening to your descriptions. And,
How is that my fault?
And it's not. But as a, as the director of the whole, you gotta eat the shit with the honey. You just gotta deal with it in direct, right? If they ain't giving you the result you want, you gotta add some more, add something to the equation, whatever that be, another bad guy or 10 more TPKs until they finally learn their message. Whatever it is, you just and this is like that kind of like advice that isn't really advice kind of advice. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I'm
it's
getting that.
general,
I'm getting that.
like, hey. Well, here's the thing: is because it ain't my place to tell you how to run your game. So I'm just sort of bullshitting with you about it.
No, I got you, bro.
I'm not bullshitting like the con man sort of way. I mean just talking. What are you doing now? You cutting him up?
No, I'm gonna fill in the background where his wing color should be to bring the wings back a little bit.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
And I've been doing colors on different layers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, what is it? Is that control click? No, it's not control click. It doesn't really matter. I'll just fucking go over here with the wand tool. And not the lasso, the freaking wand. Press W, dude. Then just click that away, and just put it on a layer beneath. Oh, wait, that's.
Just gonna darken it down a little bit back there. Or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Motherfucker. So yeah, I gotta figure out what I want to throw at these fools tomorrow. Wait, is it tomorrow? Oh shit, during games tomorrow. Yeah, so the guys they've been doing some work for this guild. It was kind of like the game starting trope. Everybody's from this guild, and shit went south, and the guild hall got sacked, and they were like the last like ranking members of the guild. Like everybody else is just pretty much like low level dudes and shit, and so they ended up in command, and they're like it's this knighthood thing, so it's pretty badass, but that's not the point. But so now they're getting in the point where they're going to start having certain encounters where they've got groups of dudes coming along to fight with them, and eventually I know one of them's a warmonger. He wants to like take over the whole world map. I'm down, Yeah. If the game lasts that long, I'm down for it. I'm down for whatever. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty exciting, but it's got to be simple. Like what my thing was is that what I was kind of thinking is, like I would just assign the dudes. Like it's tricky though, because you don't want to have very many rules because it's hard to track all that shit. You want it to be simple, but I don't want it to be one hit point a person because that seems too out of scale. Like,
well, what I'm saying, look, that's a really quick and dirty, all right? Like, if you had to do it last minute, that's quick and dirty, but it'll work.
Yeah.
It's not like it wouldn't work. But you could divide it, like, there's plenty of systems that already have that general idea where minions, like 13th Age has mook groups. You got a group of mooks, they have pathetic hit points, they're not that great, but you build them in a group. The action economy is they all get their independent action. However, when any one of them takes damage, it applies to a pool. When that damage reaches the point that it would take out one guy, whether that specific guy has been damaged that much or not, doesn't matter. One of the guys is removed from the pool. They drop.
That's kind of what I was going for.
That's another way of doing it.
Yeah, and I was considering that because then I could just do, all right, so Commoner is 6 HP, right? So we need to, if for a soldiers, need to probably have twice that at least, so 12 maybe. And then, so then it's just, you just divide, you just max HP, and then every time you drop 12, one of the guys dies. I was thinking about doing it that way. And then I was thinking about, but I was also thinking about, I don't know, I was thinking about doing some stuff with like attack limitations. So like a group could be, as big as it wants, but it can only get a maximum of 3 attacks, and then each dude that it's got over 3 just adds +1 to each of those attack rolls. I was thinking about doing it. Well, it is, but it is, but kinda, because it's like, because it's visual, right? So I can see all the dudes, right?
Yeah.
Right there, and so I could just see them, and I can go, okay, that's 10 of those dudes minus 3, so that's 3 attacks at +7. Make 3 attack rolls.
It's a lot of math. Just saying.
It is a lot of math. I can use Roll20 and make a macro for it and to do it for me.
You could.
But that's a lot of other kind of math.
Other kind of stuff.
Other kind of math. It's a fucking computer. I'm no programmer, so I'm all my macros are really basic and pretty crappy, to be honest, but they do the trick. I got one that does a whole NPC generation. I took it straight out of the DMG and moved it in, and it'll straight roll an NPC off of the DMG stuff and spit them out all privately to me, so I can just that's pretty cool. I mean, I like the functionality of Roll20, except for Go ahead. It's your turn.
I just don't know. That's what I'm just saying. I just don't know.
Hmm. Well, if you go battle maps and you want to start running them, which I want to play games that have actual battle maps, so let me know when you do that, and I'll be there. But until then, you know, whatever. It's good. It is good for that though, because there's only really that and then Fantasy Ground. That's the only other option you have for running games online with it.
Yeah, I mean,
But
when I do start making battle maps, I'll probably post them up. Let them go for sale or whatever, and maybe I'll get into Roll20.
And not even run them. Not even run your own stuff. Really?
It's about learning Roll20 because the whole macro thing. Like I'm doing a lot, and I have a lot I want to do. So
man, I can tell you, I can show you how to make Roll20 work for you in like a half an hour. You just gotta sit down with me, man. That's all.
Yeah, but it's to do it in a way. I get obsessive, dude. Like I gotta learn systems inside and out. Like I want to run a game where the players are demigods ascending to godhood and can change the landscape, and I won't run it until I understand it almost backwards and forward. So like it's just the way I am. I can't just pick up a thing and be like, hey, well, you know what? I know you roll dice, so let's play a game. Like, what? I can't do that. I'm not one of those GMs that can do that shit.
What are we talking about?
Talking about stuff.
Like, but how does that have anything to do with Roll20?
Because I'm gonna have to learn how to do Roll20 like Mr. Expert Man and stuff. Fucking level Roll20 usage.
You can do, yeah. I mean, yeah, you could do that.
I took this way too detailed. Like I'm gonna have to stop drawing this. It's supposed to just be a concept. So much for that. Anyway, yeah. So Roll20, like I'm gonna have to. Oh, in Roll20, you gotta buy the rules to get them inside of it, right?
Nah, that's Fantasy Ground. There is no rules inside of it for Roll20.
All right. One of the things that I'm afraid of is that people are going to get into that headspace in the wrong ways,
What do you mean, the strategy stuff?
Yeah, like they're going to see a grid and then like, okay, let me count grid points, and it's like, dude, just
turn your grid off.
Stop stressing that shit. Just play your role. Some people just they default. I'm like, whatever. I don't, I love terrain. And I hate gridless play. I mean, gridded play.
I'll turn the grid off. I don't use grid.
Yeah, so then fuck it, I'm going to do that.
I don't use grid. I just use, so Roll20's got a ruler, and you can set the scale whatever you want.
But then people are going to be ruling. I'm like, just say what you do. Just say what you do.
People will be ruling.
Stop ruling it. Stop measuring. Do you measure in real life? Do you say, hey, he's pissing me off. I want to run up to that fool and punch him in the face. But is he 20 or 25.5 feet away from me? Hold on. How you doing, sir? I'm about to punch you in the face, but let me measure if my charge is enough.
Well, use fate zones then, if that's how you want to play it. But I mean, that stuff is important if you want to have any kind of tactics in the game. That's the whole point of having the battle map is to.
But not even necessarily that.
But not minute.
When you go deep, yes, it is. But when I mentioned tactics earlier, I'm like, just to the fact you're outnumbered, go fight in a doorway.
Yeah.
That's it. Even that sometimes is lost.
Oh yeah.
It's like, go fight in a doorway. There's 15 of them, guys. 4 of you. Yeah, we're heroes. We can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the perception thing, right? So they come to the game and that's what they're thinking, then you got problems. You gotta tell them right off the bat, hey guys, man, this shit ain't fucking, Kung Fu Commando here. This is like, you get shot in the head, you fall over dead kind of thing.
Yeah, I did that, and they were scared, and I'm keeping with it. And so far, the games that I've run, like they have been scared, like genuine fear has taken some of these players, which is cool. I like that because that translates into characters, Because if the player is afraid.
Yeah.
Well, then that character's definitely gonna be afraid too.
But then fear, you're tapping into some serious tension when you're tapping straight into an emotion like that. So.
Well, hey, it's what I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Tap to push. Like remember that game you played in, and you're a real hack and slashy, right?
Well, I just don't. My thing is I don't take no for answer, and I don't care if I die as long as it's spectacular and glorious. That's my thing. So yeah, I jump right the fuck in. I don't care.
Remember when y'all came up against these zombies and
you
had your Dragonborn or whatever, and then it was a family of zombies, and it was that dude's turn. He was like, that tension, that decision where doing something like that feels like it has weight.
Yeah.
I love putting players in that position where they feel that the things that their characters do have weight and meaning.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
You was having a hard time. Didn't I make it easy on him?
Yeah, you did. You're like, oh, wait
happened?
a minute. That's right. I got a breath attack too that I could do as a bonus action. It's like, oh, you fucking
Fuck, man, I was being merciful. I'm a fucking Dragonborn. That shit's reptilian. They don't have emotions. I'm fucking stuck up in this bitch.
You are not cold-blooded. Okay, Dragonborn are not cold-blooded because if they were, all you got to do is throw them in a cold climate and they would die. Simple. Dragonborn are fucking warm-blooded creatures. Thus, they must be Saurian. Thus, they're not cold-blooded. You're not a cold-blooded dude. Just saying.
Well, see, now that's your perception of it, right? But I brought my own. So.
Nigga, you breathe fire. You have fire in your fucking belly.
I didn't breathe fire. I didn't breathe no goddamn fire, motherfucker. I spit acid. You know what else spits acid? Motherfucking aliens. Watch the movie, man.
This is descending real quick. Anyways.
Oh, that was fun. Come on, man. That was fun.
Hey, I know I've been drawing a character. I know my man over here, Brian, is chilling drawing a character. I don't know what you're doing. Everything.
I'm disrupting everything and just having conversation, man.
Yeah,
I can't help myself. I'm having block, man. I don't know what I want to make. I'm probably just gonna go and find somebody else's shit.
Dude, you know what? I'm having block.
I'm having block.
Try making something different every day. Just saying. Try making something different.
I ain't fucking crazy, man.
Every motherfucking day.
I know!
Trying to keep things unique, like trying to keep things with a unique feel and flavor and make it, make it neutral, but oh, man.
Rocking grayscale, too? I mean, what the fuck?
Look at that.
How are you supposed to make it look different? It's grayscale!
Make a mansion. There you go. Battle map the mansion. Inspiration. That's all you get.
It's beautiful. Oh, hey, look at that. I could turn that into a battle map right the fuck now. Oh, wait, I could take a screenshot and still turn that into a battle map.
Nigga, you could go over to my fucking
I just hit print screen. Now I'm gonna turn into a battle map.
You suck. Now, for real though.
There it is.
Let me see. Go to my drive-thru. It's on my drive-thru, nigga, on pay what you want. So if you don't want to pay anything.
You know I don't.
Yeah, you cheap bastard. That's why. That's
my whole stick. It's my whole stick.
That's why we're going for 1,000 sales. I don't have a. If I had $1 for every sale, I'd be a rich man. I'm retired. I wouldn't even have to make anything else. Just make it. I'll be a rich man. Nah. For real, I've got it 300 PPI too.
Yeah, that's not good. Like, this would be too much work for me to do it this way. I could do it, but it would be too much work. Well, let me see, actually. Put it down and take a look. Because I don't really need the pixels. It's like all that work, like you're like, all of my pixels, and he just throws them right out the window. He just disrespecting my pixels.
Look, the reason is that I keep it at that is so when I feel like making the battle map, it's already there.
Oh yeah.
You know, where I could just
That was beautiful.
use everything. Everything is all good to go.
See this shit all up in the mix here.
Like I showed you this one already, right? Where is it? This one?
I don't know. Let me get back over to my thing. Yeah, I saw a picture of it.
That's one of my Dungeon a Day maps.
Uh-huh.
You know, and it's just a direct translation from it. I started, but I didn't want to keep going into it because then I would be like, oh, battle maps now, and get addicted because I know I will.
Yeah, because look at that shit. And it took you 5 minutes to do that, right?
Not necessarily 5. Well, maybe not
It was
really
your-
5 minutes.
It was your
did-
first one, so I get it.
I did this like I put.
Oh, you were up in there. All right. I didn't see that you had a few objects in there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I put those in myself.
Yeah. Oh.
So those are pretty much hand drawn.
Oh, you just hand drew that shit right up in there.
To a certain extent, yeah. Some are relative textures that aren't even a thing. Like I started with relative textures, but those textures were pretty much just inspiration.
What's relative texture?
Just a texture that's something, right? But I destroyed it so much that it might as well not have been.
Okay.
Like the green stuff started off as grass, but I put like so many levels of noise to it to change the look that all that was left was the noise, the pixels. That's it. That was all it's about.
Okay.
You know, and I mean, you could come in this close without having to see the pixel distortion.
Yeah. It's it's pretty goddamn easy.
Yeah, it's fun. Oh god,
Yeah, it's a
I
lot
still
of
got the grid on it though, but I probably should. But you know, for people who still want to use the grid, it's there.
Yeah.
This is the map that took the players 3 hours to unclog the water.
Oh yeah.
They're so like, we don't know what's going on. We're gonna solve this. So if you guys are watching, I'm still waiting for y'all guys to come back so I can mutilate you. Just saying. Anyways. Yeah, I got my character texture. My character done.
Yeah, there's no way I'm getting that. Yeah, man.
I do have some I've been working. I have a couple of Dungeon a Day projects that aren't really Dungeon a Day projects. That they're more like I'm gonna take forever to do these things. Projects.
Yeah.
Like I got this thing I'm calling the Insomnia. When I can't sleep, I play around with it a little bit.
Okay.
This thing is one of the big maps. Because the way I got it scaled, look how many squares I got in this motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
I could just put lines and say, yeah, those are rooms. Figure out what they are for yourself. But I don't like doing that. I like to approach something with a specific narrative in mind.
Well, you gotta make sure your shit makes sense. I do a lot of I don't know. My maps are kind of like set pieces. Like I only build the parts that people are gonna see. So it's a totally different mindset as to making something that's completely whole that you can explore. That there's a draw to that I just don't have time for.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
I think of like instead of just throwing it together sloppily, I try to keep a narrative in mind because that narrative is what sort of drives the uniqueness of the map. Instead of having each and every one fucking identical and just feel muted and because the shit I do looks different. Like that's not something, that's something. That's not just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've got sections for airlocks, like multiple airlocks, so you can have different, if that dock is being used, people can come in from that dock and not shut down the other docks. One airlock for 3 fucking docks would shut down all the docks when somebody wants to enter. That's not good for business. You know what I'm saying?
It's not. It's not good for business.
So I keep that kind of stuff in mind. The reason, like, you see, this son of a bitch got a lot of steps in here. Steps everywhere. I'm like, this person he's rich, so he want people to know he's rich, so they gotta walk up a lot of steps. The mansion is big, It's, man, is it tiring walking around this mansion? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I should just convert that shit real quick and use it in my game.
That's what that motherfucking means.
I feel bad. I feel bad not giving you any money when so I only took one, and I only took the one that I converted for you. Which was, I feel like that was, that was appropriate.
Yeah, I was actually just trying to inspire. Like, I didn't need it.
Yeah,
I
figured that out after I did it.
You were like, yeah, what are you going to use it for? I'm like, well,
Yeah,
it was just
one of the motherfuckers says, hey, man, oh, man, could you turn one of these into that? That'd be awesome.
I said,
like,
do you think?
Right.
I was like,
All
do
right.
you think? I mean, I'm not trying to dog your skill or nothing, but I can do my own battle maps.
What?
I mean, I can do my own battle maps. I think we know this.
Yeah.
Anybody
can, man. Shit's fucking easy.
I know, but some people, they feel like they can't. That's not necessarily true. Not everybody can, because people's creativity takes different forms, and they may not be able to express their creativity in the form necessary to create a battle map. You know what I'm saying?
They might not be able to make a very good one, yeah. But anybody can go through the motions. I mean, I feel like they could not, if they're not inspired, that you could. I would agree with that some people would not be, would not find it compelling to do so, and therefore they don't. Like, I agree with that.
Well, okay, it's like when you drop that sarcophagus in there, right? Now, why did you drop that sarcophagus in there? What made you feel that it needed a sarcophagus?
Because I needed an item to throw in there to demonstrate how to throw items in there.
All right. Well, like, when you're making a battle map and you put certain items in the battle map.
It's taste, yeah.
It's...
Yeah.
Sometimes you might feel that it's a bit empty, or you might feel that it's a bit barren.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you understand that. You're like, all right, so this needs something. I think it needs a candle over here to add what looks like might be a little bit dynamic lighting, even though it's not dynamic, but just to add that flair, that flavor, right?
Yeah.
While someone else who's trying to go through the motions, they know that it needs something. They're like, why does this not feel right? And they understand that it doesn't feel right, but they might not be able to put their finger on why it doesn't feel right. And they know it doesn't feel right, But they could do the colors immaculate, and their creativity could take that form, or they could write the adventure to be an all-encompassing sort of adventure. The characters have layers upon layers of personality and depth, but they can't really get the battle map the way they want it, and they don't understand why. It's everyone is creative. Like, I'm probably gonna get philosophical here, but when they say that God created us in His image, that's what I think. He created everything out of just intention, and we can create out of intention as well, not out of necessity. I'm not drawing, dungeons and maps because I need to, because I need to know the locations of the area around me where predators are, where to avoid them. That's not why. My maps are fantasy maps. I'm creating maps out of intention, out of imagination, out of thin fucking air, And I believe that everybody has that, but that creativity is manifested in different forms. You know, some people tell stories, some people tell jokes, some people dance, some people write music. You know what I'm saying? Did I get too deep for a second?
Well, I was just considering your words.
Just saying, you know.
I mean, you want me to make like a lightning fast response to that shit you've been thinking about for years? I mean,
Yeah.
what kind of expectations we got going into this, man? I mean, seriously.
No limiters. No limiters.
No,
We
I
put no
feel you.
limits
I
on what
feel
we
you.
do.
I get what you mean. You know, I have, you know, a knack in certain areas, and I have no ability whatsoever to pick up an instrument and play it. So, I mean, I can acknowledge that people think differently, and thusly I can't really ever know anything for sure when it comes to others. But that's a pretty highfalutin thing to be thinking about.
I'm sorry. I think about a lot of shit, man. I contemplate existence.
Worthy of busting out highfalutin.
Well, you know, I think about these things too for games. Like
Oh yeah.
when you're creating a religion for your games, you want religion to be in your games. At what level? Like, do you want specific gods to represent specific things, concepts, and why?
I just don't got it in me right now. Close this down.
You know what you need to make? You need to make a tavern. Make a fucking tavern. Because when do you not need a tavern? Like, every adventure starts in a tavern, right? Look, these guys are getting soldiers. These soldiers are going to want to drink, and shit is going to break out in the tavern eventually. You already know that. So make a fucking tavern. Go ahead. This is amazing how this tiny pixel brush actually feels a lot better. I've been trying to draw with like a 5-6 pixel brush thinking, yeah, that'll work. Oh, I'm so wrong. 2 pixel brush is what the hell you need. Oh, my daughter's taking a nap. This doesn't bode well. She gonna have extra energy. She's like, I'm tired. I'm taking a nap. Yeah. No, I'm tired now, and I ain't taking no nap. That means when I gotta watch you later on, you gonna be way ahead of me on energy. Running on adrenaline. That's what I'm gonna be running on. Got that adrenaline. You gonna give your people a place to drink at?
I'm thinking about it. It's a big project.
Yo, all right. Now, I know you got Minecraft on your channel, right? So you Minecraft, right?
Yeah. Well,
all right.
I have in the past, yeah.
Okay, you have in the past. So you know about the Yogscast, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you know about Sjin, right?
Yes, I know about him.
Just
barely.
Copy his fucking build, but in battle map format. Call it a day.
Well, no, don't think I don't like. I mean, I like to make my own stuff. I love the thrill of it. I do. It's just,
like, if you feel stuck, start there.
That's not the thing, man. The stuck is like I think about doing it, and then in my heart, like I sigh, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing that shit right now. That's where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
You're like in Harold
burnout feeling.
The beginning of Harold and Kumar, where they walk 4 steps away from their house, turn back, and go, "We've gone too far."
Yeah.
Basically, golly, man. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I spent just a massive amount of time working on shit for this game that got canceled tomorrow. So it's just it's hard for me to
You're feeling
come up with a motive. Well, it's hard for me to come up with a motivation to come up with a second set of art for the same motherfuckers, you know, in the same week.
You don't have to think of it as for them, dude. It's practice. It's, you know, I don't know, dude. I don't.
My motivations are, you know, are different than yours. We just gotta.
I'm just like, I gotta move. I gotta go. I gotta go, nigga. Go. Constant practice. I have to improve.
Yeah. Well, I've come to operate in the way I do now, like to fight burnout, essentially, because I do that. I burn myself out on shit constantly. So I have to, you know, kind of teach myself how to take it easy and give myself a break. Otherwise, I mean, I'll run my shit into the ground, man.
My break is just do something else.
Yeah.
Okay, I did some concept art for someone else. Now I'm just gonna draw whatever the hell happens. That's my something else.
Well, if you're motivated and you have the energy, man, more power to you, brother. It's just
energy. I'm fucking tired as hell, man.
Well,
I suffer from insomnia, so it's not like I can take a nap right now. Might as well just get more stuff done. Why the hell not? Maybe don't make me think of something for the God game I want to run.
Send you some of this good Northwest weed, man. That'll put you to sleep.
I don't smoke.
I know. I'm just playing anyway. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, you tempted me, man, because like I got this pain that I be getting, but I can't be getting the same prescription meds, all the damn time, because they're not good. They're not fucking good at all.
Do you guys have medical marijuana there?
Nah.
Oh, that sucks, man. Not even medical?
Nope.
Jesus. Where do you live?
I live in Queens.
Motherfucker, them fucking stingy ass motherfuckers in New York, huh? Fuck them.
You know. So it's like.
Yeah, my girl Barry, man, we're close.
That's what I think is the next step for me. Either that, or I'm just gonna be suffering for like ever. Cause I ain't getting that damn operation. I don't care.
I'm telling you what.
Your fucking spine? Are you serious? Nah, I'll just
don't know.
Like a little bitch.
I don't, see, because I mean, pot will help you go to sleep, man, but it won't do much. I mean, it helps a bit. What it does is it makes it easier for you to fucking space out a little bit, but you don't really get relief in the sense that you just forget that time goes by, basically. You know what I mean? Like when you're trying to use it for that purpose. So I wouldn't suggest it for straight up pain management, but some people do use it for pain management. So I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Some people use it for pain management, so it's got to be something. Got to be something to it.
Oh, I can show you this shit right now. All right. Yeah. Okay. Here's something I can do. This is the courthouse in game.
All right, hold up. Let me click over. Where the fuck my mouse is? All right.
I have to. Am I in as a player right now, or as a DM? I'm gonna rejoin as a player so that you can see the light a little bit better. I fucked up, man. I have to redo like all of the goddamn lights on this shit. All right, so this is with the Roll20 with the dynamic light setup. So right now we're looking from the perspective of Garm, a resilient this guy, and you can see as I move him around.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he, this is awesome. And there's a DM command where I can't remember what it is right now. So this shit would drive you crazy, right? I can't remember what it is, but it lets you, as the DM, look. It lets you click on a token and then hit the button, and it'll show you like through the perspective of that, so you can see if your monsters can actually see your players. And then we got these walls here. And then we get up in the hallway, and something's fucked up in here. Yeah, something's really fucked up in here. Oh, it's okay. So what's wrong in here is Garm doesn't have any dark vision or anything. Oh wait, yeah, that is what it is. And these lights are all bad. Like I forgot to put the light on them before I cloned him, so I got to redo all that shit. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And they can't so these green walls they can't move through that, right?
Yeah.
I'll show you what it looks like on.
Those are, you set up collisions.
Yeah, exactly. Collisions and then yeah, but this isn't the feat. You have to pay $5 a month to get this feature. So, that is what it is. But yeah, so you just come up into here, dynamic light layer, and there it is.
Like over here teasing me, talking about, yo, Fantasy Grounds, you got to pay for it.
Fantasy Grounds is
$20. And then you're like, well, this feature you got to pay for it. Well,
this feature you do have to pay for. Yeah.
That was a terrible sell. You're a terrible salesman.
Hey, I never said I never claimed anything else. I'm just telling you the facts, man. So I am anti-salesman, to be honest. So that's funny that you say that. But see, I mean, we got all kinds of shit in here. We got yeah, whatever. What am I trying to do? Yeah, opacity on there. Yeah. Now we can see. So let's see here. What this guy's got? Barzball here. He's got dark vision. So if we pull him in, get rid of Garm, I can go back to player view and we can look at this place with actual dark vision on. I can't believe all those lights aren't casting any fucking light. It's ridiculous. So they get they're gonna get these boards here that they're gonna be able to board shit up with. They get to move these. Sandbags around and create barriers and shit. There's a riot going on outside, and they're yeah, they're gonna come in here and try to take command of what's going on.
Now first off, I'm not gonna roll up in D20 and start with a subscription to run it. But
no, you don't need that.
The dungeons that I be making for that dynamic lighting, fighting the shit out of your players. I have a lot of narrow corridors, and when I hook up my dungeons, I like putting narrow corridors that explode up to big rooms.
Yeah.
I love that.
Here, let me load up one of the something that's got some better light on it. Let's see here. This isn't the best map, but it's got good light on it. Where is it? Wraith Tomb. Okay. Yeah. So it's bad like this, but this is back when I was using really shitty. Really shitty map making software. Damn. All right, yeah. So this should work. When I go over, I should just make sure that it's all turned on. Enabled. Global illumination. That's what's. There we go. Alright, so you can even see, on this shitty-ass map, as soon as I turned on the lighting, it actually made it look halfway decent. But I'll rejoin as a player, and you can see what it's like when you're kind of cruising around inside of the dungeon. Well, I am at the whims of my own settings when I join as player, so I have to actually go back as a GM and move myself onto that board. So you can move individual players to individual boards, which is good for puzzles and stuff.
Yeah.
I did a pretty badass puzzle that could only be interacted with when you had the detect magic thing going. So
Nice.
only certain players got to actually look at it, and they had to try to communicate to the other players that couldn't see it. It was good.
I got what I think is a pretty badass series of puzzles myself.
Nice.
in my drop-in dungeon, but you know, nobody wants to buy it.
Oh. Well, man, it's gonna take you a while to make a name for yourself, man. It's just how it is.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it. I understand.
So Barzval here has got a bit of dark vision, so he can kind of see what's going on, but come down into this
Man,
hall.
why is it dark vision isn't like you don't actually see in his dark vision? Like, what's up with that?
What do you
Giving
mean?
him dark vision.
You mean chromatic? Like you can't see?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I can't do that, man. I mean, Roll20 doesn't have that functionality.
Exactly. Why not?
You know,
Get the motherfucking butt.
I don't fucking know, man. You gotta talk to somebody else about that. This is an inefficient topic.
Just saying, you know, I mean, you got dynamic lighting. You can't have a dynamic sort of.
Hey, you remember Sam from the One Shot group?
Yeah.
Yeah, that motherfucker, he used to play in this campaign, and he had to go at some point because of some scheduling shit, but he, right here where the skeleton is, dude, right? Like, there was this gate here, right? And they had to, like, interact with this statue over here in order to open the gate, and they figured it out. It was cool. But then Sam's character, right, he moves his shit right up in here. And like as they're looking through the bars, I describe this skeleton as like this blackened skeleton, you know, holding this soot-covered item, right? Wow. And Sam just walks right out into the middle of the room, right? And I'm like, you step on a trap plate, and this big-ass gout of flame, I actually had the graphic for it to put off light and everything. It was really funny. You know, I dropped that on top of his character, and I'm like, whoo! And that motherfucker just raged out so hard, dude. It was hilarious. I was like, what are you... I was like, I told you there was a black and charred skeleton in the middle of the fucking room, dude. How did you think he got
there? That's like a slap in. Well, to me, it feels like a slap in the face. Like, hey, dude, you're gonna die.
Well, you know, it was only like 3d10 damage or something. You know, I mean, it only like halved his life. But they got it. Well, actually, at the time they didn't have a cleric, so never mind. They didn't have a cleric. But anyhow, yeah, so this is like, you know, the dynamic lighting doing some pretty badass shit here. But not a very good map. I did make this one, but this is that old program that I used to use. This is actually a web browser thing. It's pretty powerful for what it is. It's just, you know, not the greatest.
Medicine is exactly what I told you it was.
Alright. Grab something else that's a little bit better. Why the hell is the grid turned on this? I think this one's actually got pretty good dynamic light in it too. That's why. What the fuck did I just archive? I archived the wrong page. Oh no, what have I done? Okay, I got rid of the milkhouse.
What have you done?
I got rid of the store. Alright, which one is it? I'm in Helgas for goods. There it is. Turn off the grid. Yeah, this one was from that old program too, actually, but I did all its touch-up in Paint.net, actually. This is before I got into Photoshop.
All right, there we go. So you see my just free-formed whatever this is.
What the hell is that? An alien?
I don't know. I just whatever. Like I said, I had the pen
You
decide
doodled
what it want. I didn't make no real decisions, except for the fact that you see he looks like he's waving, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's waving goodbye because this hangout is done. So bye bye everybody.
All right.